takes it in overtime. Brady can shot, breakaway shoots, scores!
Welcome to SENS Talk. My name is Brandon and I am your host. I'm back at home right now at my mom's house, so a bit of a different backdrop for today's video, but we have to make a video. It's a huge game. Ottawa today took on the Montreal Canadiens, Les Habitants. It's a massive game, big rivalry, and more importantly, Ottawa with a win today would be 4 points behind Montreal in the standings, which would put them like 12th or 13th in the Eastern Conference. But the point is this. Yeah, that's not the playoffs. I understand that. But it shows that they're making ground. And that's what you need to do. Yeah, they're not going to be in a playoff spot by the end of this month. But if they have a strong month and they keep on racking up wins, they'll be in the playoff conversation within the next couple of months. They just got to keep on winning. Now, we got a big update today on Tim Stützle and Tyler Mott. As I mentioned in my last video, I wanted to wait for official word before I went crazy and overreacted. I'm glad I did that because best case scenario occurred. Tim Stützle is not out for the season. Quite the contrary. He's going to be out week to week, which is a very good scenario. It's best case scenario. He has a shoulder contusion, so nothing's broken, nothing's seriously damaged. So he should be back potentially next week. So that's a huge break, no pun intended, for Ottawa and of course for Tim Stützle. Tyler Mott, same thing. Contusion, should be back maybe within the week. They're both week to week, but this is a much better prognosis than we could have ever asked for. Many people like myself are wondering whether or not he would even return this season. So this is great news. Great to hear. Get better soon, Tim Stützle and Tyler Mott. In a corresponding move, Ottawa called up a forward, Jake Lucchini. All right, Brady's out. We called up Jake Lucchini. Great story, undrafted, 27 years old, makes his NHL debut tonight. He is a worthy call-up. We mentioned his name last video as a potential call-up if they had to call up guys due to Stützle and Mott being injured. Of course, both of them are injured, so they did call up Lucchini. And I'm glad that I mentioned him because this is an incredible story. 27 years old, undrafted, making his NHL debut tonight. Look, in 96 games in the last 2 years with Belleville, 74 points. He's more than earned this chance in the National Hockey League. And whenever you see a guy that's undrafted make the NHL, it's always a great story. So congratulations to Jake Lucchini. He played well today, didn't get on the score sheet, had a couple nice chances. Like Rourke Chartier, good energy, good speed on the bottom six. And I'm excited to see him play moving forward until Stützle or Mott are back. Now, Ottawa is 6-3-1 in their last 10 games. Looking to make that 7-3-1 in their last 11. Great record in their last 10. That's the pace they have to play the remainder of the season to get back in the playoff race. They've dug themselves into such a hole that they got to have a 600% winning percentage moving forward, frankly. You can't have 500. You will be middle of the pack. If you want to get back in the playoff conversation, you want to get back in the, in the bubble within the top 8 of the Eastern Conference, or I guess the top 10 if you're looking at teams just outside looking in, you got to have a 600% winning percentage. And so far, so good. They are achieving that. They got to keep on doing it tonight. And we'll talk about that right now because Ottawa, entering tonight's game, had the 9th best save percentage in the National Hockey League at a .913 save percentage. It's an incredible stat there. Cam Talbot and Anton Forsberg have been key this season, which quite frankly shocks me that we're so bad in terms of where we're at in the standings because Talbot and Forsberg have been absolutely unreal this season. So Ottawa, they've been incredibly unlucky. The advanced stats show it. The goaltending shows that they should be playing much better and should be getting the wins. And now we're starting to see those results. We're starting to see those wins. We're starting to see these goals. So to conclude my opening 4-minute rant here, I do apologize, by the way. There's a point to all of this. The point is this. If you're getting .913 save percentage hockey consistently, you have a top 10 duo in goaltending in the National Hockey League, you should be sniffing the playoffs, no doubt. So the advanced stats show that Ottawa is getting unlucky. They should be scoring more goals. And as we've seen over the last couple of weeks, the goals are finally going in for the Ottawa Senators. So let's get into tonight's game recap. To the first period we go, and literally 3 minutes in, the Canadiens get 2 odd-man rushes due to the Senator defensemen being stuck or caught in their own neutral zone. Thankfully, Cam Talbot made some big stops, and after 20 minutes of play, it's a 0-0 game. Ottawa did not even register a shot in the first 10 minutes of play, and a very, very bad start for Ottawa, but things picked up rather quickly in the second period of play. We go 2 minutes in to the second period of play. Shane Pinto on a 2-on-1, rips one glove side past Sam Montembeault. Ottawa strikes first. It's 1-0 Sanders. This year, Ottawa is 6-6-0 when scoring the first goal. Let's make it 7-6-0. Great start there for Ottawa in the second period of play. That's how you get it going, especially after a horrible first period. That's a great response to start the second period. 5 minutes later, the goals keep on coming. This one on the power play. Drake Batherson between the legs puts it home as he crashes the net, puts in the rebound. 2-0 Sanders. That is a 6-game point streak for the Drake Batherson, and the Sanders suddenly are up by 2. It's a 2-0 game, and then 1 minute later, Brady Tkachuk tips it home. The captain against Les Habitants gets the crowd on its feet as he makes it 3-0 Sanders. Alex DeBrincat takes a shot here. Great offensive awareness by the Cat. And suddenly the Sanders are up 3-0 on yet another power play goal for the Ottawa Sanders. By the way, Alex DeBrincat on that first goal had an assist, extending his point streak to 7 games. Another point here for DeBrincat. He had 3 assists today. Incredible game there for Alex DeBrincat, who's been incredible as of late. Absolutely on fire. I think he has, in this 7-game point streak, 11 to 12 points, 3 or 4 goals. So a lot of, dishing the puck from Alex DeBrincat. He's really turning into a hell of a playmaker, and another great game here for DeBrincat. But we go to the third period of play, and Ottawa, I don't know what it is, but sometimes I guess it's momentum. I guess that's a normal thing in hockey. But, 10 minutes into the third period of play, Kirby Dach, a beautiful setup from Jake Evans along the boards, and suddenly it's 3-1. They cut the lead to 2. No clue what Nick Holden and Broussard are doing up front there, leaving Dach all alone, and the Canadiens strike. It's a 2-goal game. 5 minutes later, Christian Vorak, what a rip here, top shelf from Suzuki. Top shelf there on Cam Talbot. It's a 3-2 game suddenly. And the Canadian fans in the crowd, they definitely got their team going there in the last 5 minutes. Got a couple of power play opportunities too that Ottawa killed off, but the crowd there that were cheering for the Canadiens definitely got their team going in the last 5 minutes. Crazy scramble to end the game, but the Senators win it 3-2. They secure the 2 points, a huge 2 points at home as Cam Talbot wins back-to-back games, and the Senators have won 3 games in a row. They are now 7-3-1 in their last 11 games as well. They are slowly climbing their way back into the playoff conversation. And yeah, tough third period there. The first period too, not a great period, but luckily the middle frame, the second period, Ottawa dominated, and that's all that mattered. Cam Talbot made the saves when needed, and Ottawa gets a huge 2 points. Now some game notes. The second line has been absolutely unreal as of late. All 3 got on the board today as well. DeBrincat with 3 apples, Pinto with the opening goal, and then of course Batherson as well got that second one. So Ottawa tonight, their second line is really stepping up, and with guys like Tim Stützle and Josh Norris out, that is massive. For the longest time, up until the last couple of weeks where Ottawa's really turned it around, the second line was not producing. Batherson in particular was very, very quiet. DeBrincat was quietly producing, but the second line as a whole was not impressing. They've been incredible as of late. They've been on par, if not better, than the first line, and that's saying something because the first line's been spectacular. So that is so necessary. Ottawa has been lacking goal scoring, and their top 6 is finally starting to gel. It's great to see. And another great game there for the second line. So Shane Pinto, the second rookie this season in the National Hockey League to reach double digits. He has 10 goals now in the NHL this season, so good there for Shane Pinto. And of course, DeBrincat, he's basically a point-per-game player, unreal player he's turned out to be. I see a lot of people still complaining about him. I do not get it whatsoever. Yeah, he might have 6 to 8 goals. I think it's 6 or 7. But look, he's a point-per-game player. He's been dishing the puck out, helping other guys score. And if Ottawa has not had a player like DeBrincat in quite some time. I love Tim Stützle, I love Brady Tkachuk, but in reality, let's be honest, Alex DeBrincat is the first 40-goal scorer this team has had since Danny Heatley, okay? So when you look at it like that, the way DeBrincat's brought some offensive capabilities to this team in a way that we didn't expect. We thought he would come here and just be the guy that put the puck in the back of the net. He kind of is doing that, but he's doing that by setting other guys up to put in the back of the net. So I'm very impressed by the development, I'll call it, of DeBrincat and his playmaking abilities. Very, very impressed. So I'm excited to see that second line moving forward, especially with Tim Stützle out, potentially for the next couple of weeks, if not a little longer. We'll see. It's week to week, of course. We'll need that second line to step up. Now, the power play has been unreal as of late. I mentioned it in this video already. 17 goals in their last 12 games on the power play. Just an absolutely insane tears of late for the Ottawa Senators. They are on fire on the power play. That first unit, Claude Giroux, Brady Tkachuk, I mean, these guys are unreal. And it's because Giroux in particular, he is one of the best puck handlers in the National Hockey League, okay? You cannot knock him off the puck. His puck possession metrics are some of the best in the National Hockey League. Claude Giroux is a puck hog. You can't take the puck off Claude Giroux. And he's so dynamic on that power play, really helps move the puck around. And I think he's been playing a critical role in getting the boys scoring on the power play. So that's also been a huge factor as to why the Senators have turned it around as of late, is because the power play is clicking on, and I mean clicking on all cylinders. So that's great to see. And I mean, 17 goals in the last 12 games. I mean, that's actually insane. That's almost 2 goals a game on the power play alone. Now, as I mentioned before, Ottawa in the last 11 games is 7-2-1. Of course, here, look, once again, they're not in a playoff spot right now. They're 7 points of a playoff spot, but they're slowly chipping away, and that's what matters. By the end of this month, I said it earlier in this video, by the end of this month, the Senators are not going to be in a playoff spot. But if they're within 3 to 5 points of a playoff spot, that is a win, because last month, they were 10 plus points out. So slowly chipping away is all you can do. We have 45, 50 games left in the season. You just got to win these games. As I mentioned already, 600 winning percentage. You win 6 out of 10 games, that's going to get you more likely than not back into the playoff conversation. So far, Ottawa's doing it and frankly exceeding that. So I will see you on Saturday at 1 o'clock Eastern Time versus the Detroit Red Wings. Of course, that's a huge game, divisional rival there, of course. But more importantly, they're a team that is in that playoff conversation. If we want to get back in that conversation, Detroit's a team we have to absolutely win in regulation against and get the 2 points. So besides that, I will see you on Saturday. I'm going to take a few days off here in between games because I've had exams and final assignments the last couple of weeks. I'm going to take a few days off just to catch my breath, but I will see you again on Saturday as Ottawa takes on the Detroit Red Wings. So thank you all for watching. I appreciate your support, and I'll see you in the next one. Go Sens, go.